Doing something on Friday.
Hey, Denise.
Oh, I hate that. We talk something else to watch. Never mind, I'm not even.
Hello.
Hey, Denise.
Hey. What's going on? I was trying to log in on my laptop and I think it's dead. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hey.
One second.
What's going on?
I think maybe I should just do like this. Oh, hello?
I was trying to log in on my laptop and I think it's dead.
Okay. 1 second, hold on.
Hello. Hey.
Laptop's on. Oh,
Hi.
okay.
I don't think. It's over.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm trying to. Oh, well.
I think the battery just went out.
I think the whole laptop went out. That's not good. I can't get it to come on at all.
I wonder what happened. It only.
Well, it crashed earlier.
Yeah, it crashed. That's the first time it crashed.
Well, no. It crashed a couple days ago. Not doing anything now. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. You're right. I just think it's time to buy a new laptop.
Hey, Denise. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, Jordan.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Hey, guys. Okay, I'm trying to get everything like. Okay. Let me get out of this email. I can't get out of this email, so I'm logged in through here.
I think my laptop has officially died, y'all.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was. I was on it on the bed, and I moved it to the table, and it cut off, and it won't come back on. It crashed twice today. It's dead. Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, I can't get any power to it, the cord, nothing. I think it's dead. It'll be all right. It'll have to be.
Okay. Let me log in.
I'm gonna lay some hands, some holy hands on it, Genesis, maybe to come back up.
I'm about to say, you from the Bible study team. Come on now, and the prayer team.
Well, I mean, I got 2 more laptops I can use, but I mean, this one is mine. This one is mine, so Yeah, I'm kind of partial to it, so I'm gonna lay some hands on it when we get through. Maybe it'll revive.
Yeah, my laptop has been through so much stuff, like only prayer, like only
Right.
prayer. That's like, oh, Lord knows I need to, like, I back up my documents now, like I learned my lesson, but
Yeah.
you have to start back, yeah, like otherwise,
Oh,
It's
God.
over.
it
Right.
really
It's over.
is. 'Cause I'm going through a couple of laptops now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been through a couple too, and this one has been good to me for a long time. I think it's just time for another one.
Let me see.
This is my first time using this, so I'm sorry. I'm kind of figured.
No, it's
Oh,
good.
it's okay.
Get to it. Fool around with it. We've been in here too many times.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Too many
This
times.
is how we do our Bible studies, Jordan, too. We do
Yeah.
it on Google Hangout.
Oh, this is so cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Natasha. She's in the chat on the
Oh,
website, the
okay.
membership page. Hi. Hey. Okay, so let me get let me get my packet out.
Can they see us?
Yes, they can.
Okay. Okay.
Some people like we've made it easier to chat because like for instance, let's say you don't have a webcam and you don't want to get in this way, or let's say you just want to log another way, then we put the same feed on our membership page so they can just go to that website and just chat from there. Makes it
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes it
Okay.
easier so like and no one's left out and everyone they can chat. So
Right.
that
Right.
way. Okay, so let me just okay here. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, y'all. I had a long day.
You had a long few days.
Girl, no, but like this morning, I found out that my grandfather's sister died this morning at 8 a.m.
Really?
And like we only have one left, Aunt Jay-Z, and now we only have one left. Like like the older like what they call them, like the last, what they call 'em, like I forgot. There's like a like basically it's like the ones that were here like since the beginning. Like they're the ones that all the grandchildren have come out of. So
Right.
like they're
Right.
fading away. And so she went in hospice. We didn't even know like she was in hospice. So I just found that out. And then
Uh-huh.
I would say about 15 minutes after I found that out, they said she went.
Wow.
Like, so I found her early this morning, and then a little bit later, they're like, she's gone. And like, you have to be kidding me, because like it's like I don't know, it's just out of everything that's been going on, there's been so much that's been going on. My dad's coming home, everyone's getting ready for
Uh-huh.
that. It's like a lot of things, and we're just like, oh my gosh, like this, like die now. Like we really didn't
Right.
expect her to die. So I mean, we did. Like she was older, but like not now. Like
Right. Right.
So it was just like today was just like I don't know. I was, hey God, I need you to just be God.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 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 Exactly.
Like what's happening like off the wall. I'm just like, what is going on? And then she's she's actually from like my mom's whole side's from North Carolina, but she moved with her, I think her niece, it was from Jerome. They moved to Atlanta, to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the body's in Georgia, but they need to get to North Carolina because that's where everybody is at.
Right.
So it's like there's that. They got to move the body. They go from one funeral home to another. And like the thing about it is that everyone has been so busy. It's like now everyone just has to stop. Whatever you're doing, like we all have to stop whatever we're doing. And again, my dad comes home soon, so it's like everyone's trying to get ready for that. And
Right.
then it's like the funeral, it's just like, oh my God, like it's a lot. I was like, God, I need you to like add more hours in my day or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I know everybody having those moments like, God, if you could just add like about 2 more hours.
Yes.
Right. Right. That's
I
exactly
just
right.
out.
It's gonna get better though.
Anyway,
My grace is sufficient. Keep remembering that.
preach to me, please, Denise.
No, it's me too.
Preach. Look, every now and then, I go back to those past Bible studies. Like, look, I need to listen to this. Get my past nourishment.
Right. Right.
I'm still high off of I'm still high off of Tuesday. Like that had to been like y'all's like if we ever did like a almost like a what they call it, like a season recap, best episode. That would be in there. Like I don't know what oil. I don't know, and I think it came from because you just got out from being sick, and so it's like for your body to go through that healing. I don't know what it was, but that oil was all on that thing. I was just like, Lord Jesus, like, God Almighty, y'all.
I don't know what it was. I went back and watched it too, and I was blown away when I watched it. And I was like, oh, okay, then I said that. Okay, Lord.
I was like, yes, Lord. Okay, Lord. Let him be, God, let him be used. Hold on, I got my packet. Oh God. Okay, so the packet thing is, it was funny because this is gonna be really for the rest of July, which is really just this week because it's almost over. Mm-hmm. We just got one more week and then we switch packets, but it's funny too because did something just happen?
No, I don't think so.
I don't see anything. Look at Jordan.
This thing, I don't know what the heck. I can still hear y'all. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Y'all, so guess what? This is so weird. My computer just told me that my Firefox just shut down.
I hear you. Well, you froze.
Yeah, now she froze.
She froze. It's gone now. She froze.
Oh,
wow. Wow.
Crazy.
Look at where she froze, though.
So wait. So to see the people like that are trying to chat, do we just go to the main Girls of Royalty page?
I think it'll show up in that tiny chat box, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my laptop is on the brink of death, I can't see it.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, it was on. I had it on the bed. It was on. And I said, well, let me move since I'm going to be writing. And, you know, and when I moved it, it shut off. And it will not turn back on. Genesis?
Yeah.
Okay, we see you looking. You look like this. This is what you look like. I didn't know if you were froze or what.
I'm sorry, like, I was looking and I was just like, because what happened was I was on, hey Nakia.
Hey Nakia.
Girl,
that's all right.
Fine, I'm telling you, no holdbacks, you good. No, I was just like, because I told you I could hear you guys, but my whole Firefox just shut down. So I'm like, well, how can I still hear you, but I can't see you, and my Firefox is shut off? So I was just like this the whole time, just wait.
Well, we saw you, and you said, "Can y'all still hear me?" And we were like, "Yeah." And then you said something about the Firefox shut down, and then you froze right behind that.
That's what.
And then when you came right back, all we could see was this. That's if she froze. What is going on with her? So
I don't know what's going on. That's what I do a lot, though. I just be hiring myself like this. I don't know why. It's a bad habit. Hey, Nakia, how are you?
I'm well. How about you? How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I love meeting new faces. We always get new faces. Love it. Where are you from?
I'm from Greenville, South Carolina, but I live in Atlanta.
Oh, ATL. I'll be down there in a couple of weeks. I love it. Okay.
I'm gonna have to take me a trip for my birthday in a couple weeks. ATL.
You don't want to come here.
I'm trying. Yeah. Oh, let me see where trying to go through this packet. But Denise, too, I was gonna say was it's funny because the things that you're doing those what's it called the prayer days or whatever. I'm about to submit my notes because what you're talking about is what the personal time with God. That's what packet. So I'm gonna just type my notes in from there.
Okay.
I can do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a wrong thing or anything.
No, it's just whatever is revealed to you or whatever, God speaks to you or whatever, whatever.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to pray a little bit longer than what I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
So those distractions come. Am I the only one you're really trying to get serious and pray, and everyone seems to want to hit up your phone at one time? Maybe I'm the only person. I get the most calls when I'm trying to pray. I get the most everything. People will DM me when I'm trying to pray. People is I don't know what is wrong. It's the enemy. He knows. He knows what's up.
Yes. Yeah. I turn my phone on silent. I don't turn it completely off, but I turn it on silent so I don't get those notifications. And then I turn my my music on and go that way.
See, I'm the worst though, because when I pray, it's almost like this. I'm so sensitive. I can even see a light flutter. I'll be like, "Oh, what's that? Is that my phone?" I'm the worst. I'm the worst. Yeah. I'm really the worst. Hold on. Okay, so I know this pack we were talking about. This just really just about getting ready just for Jesus to return, and we were just talking about how sometimes we take things for granted, and how sometimes we take the Holy Spirit and even our relationship with God for granted. So basically, it's people, and then the Holy Spirit, Jesus and God, basically the Trinity, and how sometimes we just take the presence of God for granted because because we're Christians, so we just feel it's just every day. But sometimes it's just good for us to remind ourselves that God gives us this as a gift. His presence is a gift. So it's something that we should always be grateful for and not shy away from that. So I know one question we were talking about in the pack, I think I was talking about this for Alyssa, is what do you think God is calling you to do? As far as even though sometimes we don't know our purpose exactly, but are there things that you think God's calling you to do or people that He's calling you to impact? And then the question was, and also with that is, how can you be of more service to Him and help people see Him through you as a vessel? So what is God calling you to do, and who is He calling you to impact, and how can you be more of service to Him in those things, basically? Oh God!
Don't everybody answer at once.
I know, right?
I'm looking at the back. You're trying to see I can't find what I was looking for in that. So I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time?
Okay, so what is God calling you to do? Who is He calling you to impact? And how can you be more of service to Him and help people see Him through you as His vessel? It'll be more of what is God calling you to do at this moment in time? Because sometimes we don't know all of what God's calling us to do, but we know some portions of it, or whether it's through our gifts or talents or abilities and the types of people that He wants us to impact.
You have to direct me. I've never did this before. So wait, are we all supposed to answer the question out loud?
Oh yeah. Basically, it's go over. So kind of just to help solidify us from our packets that we get. So we just throw out a few questions from the packet to kind of go over some of the things that were located in the packet, and just also just to kind of discuss among ourselves as sisters, where we think God is taking us, and just to kind of let each other know too, so that it could be more of a support as well. Because if I know that maybe you're a minister, and maybe that you may want to do something this or that, now I can be more of a support to you because I know what to pray for. I know how to pray on behalf of you for those things. So that's the reason why we do it.
Right.
just to kind of
Okay.
figure it out as well. So.
Sounds good. I was just like, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell everybody or
Oh,
just meditate on
we're
that.
straight down the lane now. Well, I'll kick it off. What is God calling me to do? I think that God is calling me to use my voice in a way that would impact. I know that my impact is specifically for women and youth. I know it's not for men. I know it's for women and youth. And I think He's calling me over time to use my voice to bring people to the cross. And I would also say specifically to re-spark relationships with Jesus Christ. Like I think that's what I was specifically called to do is kind of like help people get back to their relationship with Jesus Christ. And who is He calling me to impact? Again, I think women and youth. And then how can I be of more service to Him and to help people see Him through me as a vessel? I think that I need to go harder in the paint. That I know that like I already am, even though some people think that I already go too hard. But I think that I need to go harder, and I think sometimes I feel like I've done enough. Like I feel like okay, like this is good. Like this is, I think people this will be good. But sometimes I feel like I could go a little bit harder. Sometimes I feel like I could go a little bit deeper in the curriculum and the lessons. So I think I just need to push a little bit harder. Not be so shy. Sometimes I'm still shy, and I noticed that. So I think I need to be less shy as well to reach out a little bit more to people. So that's what I think. Sorry, that's my thing.
Okay, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, what is God calling you to do? I feel like God is calling me to share my story. My story is a part of my ministry, and I feel like that it would impact not only with what I've been through, but just with my health issues as well, and that those health issues is a part of my story, and with that I can impact. That would work into wanting to do the nursing thing and work with sick children, and that I can use that as my ministry, part of my ministry, to minister to those ill children, those sick children, and their families through healthcare and through the Holy Spirit. How can you be of service to Him and to help people see Him through you as a vessel? I feel like I can focus just a little bit more on His Word more than I do. I don't spend nearly enough time as I should, and I have been working on that these past couple of weeks. And I feel like also that, like you said, Genesis, that you could go harder than what you do. I feel like I need to be full on, all God, all the time. What we walk and what people see needs to be a living example, because sometimes we are the only Jesus that everybody sees. So I feel like that if I live in full submission daily, and I know we fall short each and every day in some form or fashion, but I feel like if I can just bump it up just a little bit more and be more about Him and His business than what I actually am, that my story, it wouldn't be a problem to just take off in what God is calling me to do. Right now I feel like I'm at a standstill, with the health thing, with my situation and all, but I know God makes no mistakes. Maybe I am at this point right now so that I can refocus, and when school starts back, that I can be full on and all about Him and do what I'm called to do.
Okay. Amen. Somebody say amen. What about you, Nakia? What do you think?
Well, right now, okay, I have like a ministry. It's called Step Into Purpose. I do it another friend of mine from school or whatever. But I'm at a standstill with that right now because I just don't feel like I've totally surrendered, so to say. So I still like trying to surrender all of the places that are broken in my life. So it's just like I feel like I've gotten off the track as of late, like within the last 6 months. but I feel like he's calling me to share my story to um help other young women like myself. But like I said, I'm just not like where I need to be to totally do that. That's why I had to step back from stepping into purpose. But I feel like I could be of service if I totally surrender everything and not like once I surrender it, go back and pick it up. So that's where I am.
That's real. Somebody say real. That's real.
Real. Amen.
Like, I think everybody looks, shoot, I was in that situation about a couple months ago. Like,
Okay.
that is so real. And that's how it gets, you know what I mean? Where you just get to those certain valleys where you're just like, it's almost like you're rolling like, it's almost like a marble that's like in a little valley, and you goes forward and then backward, but it hasn't truly like rolled over. Like, I've been there so many times.
Right,
Like,
it's like such a weird place to be. Like,
Mhm.
like you can't really articulate it to anyone. So it's just
Right.
like you just gotta be there to know what someone
Right.
there is talking about. So
Right.
I
I've heard it called the doldrums. You know, like you're just in that limbo area. You're kind of like in the middle.
right,
You're not where you should be, but you're not where you used to be, and you just kind of like in the middle. You're kind of like in limbo.
right. Like I just
Yeah.
want to live like this full fledged, like on fire for
Mhm.
God life. But then I have like things that just kind of deter me from doing that. I don't know if it's like fear, like oh I'm not gonna get to do this anymore or something. I don't know. But it's
Right.
just
Right.
such a weird place. I'm just trying to get back to where I once was.
yeah, that's real.
Right.
You- And it's funny thing about that is like sometimes the suggestions, sometimes they don't even help because it's like,
Right.
because it's one of those things where it's more of like you have to personally click it together yourself. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because sometimes those limbos are so personal. That, like
Mhm.
God really is like, it's almost like I said before. It's like it's really, you have to click it. Like it's one of those moments where just things just have to click, and sometimes it just doesn't go as fast as you wanted to because you just feel like, why am I here so long? like I should
Mhm.
be already on, on and ahead. Like,
Right. Then it's just like it's this
Right.
area. It's not even like it's the area of I'm not where I need to be. And then I compare where I am to where everybody else is. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, I want to be where they are. Why am I not here? I've been doing this. I've been doing that. Why am I not where they are?
But you
So,
can't compare yourself to
right.
somebody else.
And that's what I'm learning. Like, this whole
Yeah.
thing is like, stop. You got to stop it. So every time I
That's
catch
right.
myself, I'm just like, let me stop. Lord, help me.
Right. 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 I mean, everything that you're doing and you're working through and you're going through right now is for a purpose. And
Right.
it may not even be about you. You may be at a standstill because somebody needs you. And God is about to bring that person into to cross your path. And then when you do what He's called you to do, then He'll catapult you forward. He'll move you forward. May not
I,
be about you. It may be about somebody else.
that's it right there. That's how it was for me. Like, whew, limbos. Limbos are interesting because, like, the thing about limbos is that, like, it causes you to have extreme patience
Mhm.
and to really, like, figure out exactly God, what are you trying to do with me? And sometimes
Right.
those are, like, the best place, even though, like, they're, like, the worst places to be. And so many times a limbo can be one of the greatest places to be because during that time, you really get to work on things that you would have never really had to work on before. Like, cause
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you this, I've been in limbos in the middle of like girls' routine where like things were going well. I was in limbo, like things were going well, limbo, high, then limbo, great, then limbo. Like I was just going
Mhm.
up and down. And when I would get these limbos, I'd be like, God, like, why am I like I'm not really like moving, but like I feel like there's movement because everything is going, like what's going on. And honestly, it was because like God, He was really trying to work with my patience. That was one thing I learned. I still get some lines, I'm a little bit of limbos, but patience and And then also too was like things that I thought that I had cleaned out that I hadn't cleaned out yet, or like I thought that were good, and God was kind of like trying to show me, nah, see, look, this really isn't as cleaned out as you thought it was.
Right.
Or and I think for me that really helped me, because when I got out of those limbos, I would immediately come up against opposition where it tested what I just came out of during that limbo period. I mean, like immediately, like I remember when I was battling with desires from because I was coming out of relationships, and God, I was really like at a standstill. I was talking to nobody. I was like, man, God, and God was really trying to deal with relationships with me. And the moment I got out of that limbo, and God was really trying to purify the way I thought, the second I got out of that, I got a call from a guy I used to talk to. See, that's the devil. And so I was like, it was really trying to test the part. God had put me on that limbo, like that specific limbo, like stop being stuck part, because I really do feel like God was really trying to like cleanse out how I was thinking, my perspective, and the minute I got out, I was tested. But then right after I was tested, all these things started happening, that because I had shown my patience, that because I had shown that I was clearly out of that mess, it helped me focus on so many other greater things. And it truly did help. I'm telling you, that's why you gotta capitalize on this limbo. I'm trying to tell you, capitalize on it. Capitalize on it. Because it will help you. I'm telling you. It will. Jesus, Lord knows. Hey, Dominique.
Hey, boo.
Okay, so we were asking this question. Jordan, did you hear the question?
I don't know.
Jordan, the question was, what is God calling you to do? Who is He calling
I heard the first question that we went through, or the first couple questions we went through.
And how can you be of service to Him?
That's the question. That's the one.
Hold on. Get over here. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, here we go. What is God calling you to do? Who is He calling you to impact? And how can you be of service to Him as a vessel, basically? I'm going to sum up that last question. So what is God calling you to do? Who is He calling you to impact? Like, is there a specific type of people, a specific age group? Maybe it's broad, and help people see Him through you as a vessel. Like, what are some things that you think you could do a little bit better to become that greater vessel? So Jordan or Dominique, y'all can, whoever wants to go first. Well, I guess now it's third or fourth.
Well, I can go. I'm definitely being called to do community work, and the area I have been in for the longest is like youth development. I don't think I'm made to completely stay here forever, but this is where I feel like I'm most effective. I'm a big kid, so middle school, high school children relate to me. They chill with me. Sometimes I forget they're not my friends, and and that's where I know I provide the most impact. But going farther, I'm completely not sure what His plan is at the moment. Sometimes I get turned upside down. I'm just like, wait, I thought I was supposed to. Guess not. There's a couple more questions today. What else?
Okay, so yeah, you answered the what is God calling you, who is He calling you to impact. Okay, the last question is, how can you be of more service to Him and help people see Him through you as a vessel? Like, what are some things that, like, we can point out some things that we feel like we could do better to be that better vessel for that specific calling?
I'm not even sure. That's something I'm trying to figure out now. That's just really rough. What I need to be more effective. So just to be more productive. It's definitely something I'm trying to figure out at the moment.
Okay, so Jordan, you
Right, finally. Okay. Sorry about that. Well, I don't know, my computer just randomly died, but
you're good.
It's catching, I see.
So, what I think God's called me to do is the first question, right? I guess it all comes together as far as the first two questions. I have a huge passion for youth, young girls, more so than boys, but just youth in general, and just I guess, that mentoring aspect, just because, oh, I don't know why, but it just seems like that's what it is. And I mean, he's given me so much, so many, showed me so much, and kind of like showed me the big picture. And of course, you see like, okay, this is what you want me to do. How am I supposed to get there? Or how you gonna do that, or something like that. But I trust him. I've given it to him. But I mean, I'm pretty active in my church, and I dance and everything. So that's also something that I give back with, and it's a lot of young girls who dance also. I'm kind of over that, and it's just amazing, like, because they don't think of dance as ministry originally. You see dance, you think about something, oh, the song on the radio or at the club or something, but it's another form of ministry, and like that is like everything to me. So it's just, I don't know. I know I'm all over the place, but it's really with young girls because like I said, like when I was younger, I might have older siblings, but they were all so much older than me that I almost felt like an only child a lot of times. I don't feel like I ever had anybody there to help me, and I went through a lot of things that I could have not went through had I known better, had I had someone there to help guide me and show me, like, you don't have to do this, you don't gotta try to fit in. Christ loves you and he set you apart for a reason. So yeah, how can I show Christ more? I am pretty shy, depending, but I am shy, so I could probably, be a little more bold for Christ. But I'm coming out of my shell, so.
Okay, so shout out to Natasha. So she when we were talking about the limbos and things, she said that sometimes we try to change ourselves and are leaning on our own understanding when God is just waiting for us to surrender and spend time with Him so we can be active in our purpose. That's a great point. Okay, so in our packet, we were talking about how you could become spiritually asleep. What does that mean? Like, what do you think that means? What do you think it means to be spiritually asleep?
Well,
What do you
I
think
have
that
an
means?
idea. Like,
Okay.
because I feel like I've been there before. But like, you just living more so being of this world and not like, okay, saying, oh yeah, God, I love you, I trust you, what looks good, but not really having that intimate relationship with Christ, and knowing Christ and the Holy Spirit, having discernment and things like that, reading His Word, praising, worshiping, praying, things like that. Or you're just like, oh yeah, Jesus, I'm a Christian. A lot of people just say, oh, I'm a Christian, and don't actually have a relationship with Christ. I think that's kind of what it is.
Okay, who wants to go next? What does it mean to be spiritually asleep?
I guess it's like they say when you have something in your mind, but like you're present in the body, but it's your mind. And I have instances many times, like where you're live for God, but you're not actively in it. You might tell somebody, "Oh, trust in God," but you may not be trusted in God, or just repeating what you have been taught, but not living what you know to be true. I would spiritual, like spiritual.
I hear the word catch up. Okay, got it. I think I got it. Yeah, so I agree with you on that. The aspect that like where basically the walk doesn't match with the talk doesn't match with the walk. Talk doesn't really match with the walk. And it's funny because Jesus says that I'm the resurrection and I'm the life. Actually, Jesus basically is the life giver. And so when I feel like when we are spiritually alive, this is my I guess my perspective is that when we're spiritually alive, we are in tune to God's voice, to His movement. So in other words, like when you're asleep, you can't, unless you're a light sleeper, but like usually if you're knocked out, you can't see anything else moving around you. Like if something moved around you, you wouldn't be able to see it. You wouldn't be able to hear it because you're in deep sleep, like you're asleep. But when you're awake, it's like in psychology when they talk about what is it when they talk about my God, conscious, like being awake, like being open, and then like where you're like unconscious. I know we had talked about it in psychology, man. I'm like, of course, early, but like being like having like, so I think like, yeah, like when we talk about like conscious, like what it means like to be awake, and then you have like to be unconscious and like the different stages. But like one of the things is when you're conscious, you're aware, like you have cognitive awareness. You basically are alert. You're alert to the things that are going on. So I feel like when you're spiritually awake, you're alert to God moving. Like you can see Him moving, you know that He's moving, and your actions support that He's moving. Where like I feel like when you're spiritually asleep, you may say it, but you really don't believe it. It's like what Dominique said. So really, in that aspect, God is He's really moving so silently in your life, so you won't even know. Like if God tells you to go this way, you wouldn't even know. So that's what I think. I think it's when you're actually aware of God's movement in your life, and your actions in life support that. That's what I would say. Denise?
Yeah, I think that's it too. Just I wanted to say not being in tune, being spiritually asleep. Not being in tune, like you said, when you're asleep, you're really not aware of what's going on. Even in a light state of sleep, you're not aware. You have some awareness, but not full awareness of what is going on. And where's my note? And I wrote down, you're missing when you're spiritually asleep. You're missing the call. When someone is trying, when you're spiritually asleep, you don't hear. You just like I say, you're just not aware. You're not, like Dominique said, you're not living what you're speaking. You can preach it all day long, but you're not walking the walk, so to speak. And you can't advise when your spirit is asleep. You can't advise someone, and I think someone that is spiritually awake can pick up on that.
So, okay, here's a question. So, have you met dead people, spiritually dead people? And, like, what are the differences between, like, what's the difference between, like, if you met somebody spiritually dead, like, what are the characteristics of someone who's spiritually dead?
Lots of negativity. Lots of negativity.
You guys?
Yeah.
So, I would say a person spiritually dead. Once again, when you have that spiritual connection, you have an understanding. But recently, I feel like I met somebody spiritually dead, or maybe just recently. A neighbor of mine OD, and it was another neighbor out here with him, and he was trying to help him in the house. I didn't know what was going on at first, and I walk up, I'm trying to help him in the house. When I get the guy in the house, we come outside, me and my other neighbor have a conversation about how he was just going to leave him outside, even though he knew what was happening to them. Me, I was completely oblivious. Like, why is he so weird? What y'all do? What y'all doing? He was going to leave him outside, and to me, it was like, that's not possible. It encouraged me to go check on him, but he didn't care enough to do it. And so I knew in me, like, the God living in me was not going to allow that to happen. I couldn't even sleep that night. After calling the ambulance and the ambulance saying, like, we saved him and all that stuff, I still wasn't able to be like, completely. It was no anything against him. He was okay with leaving that man outside, leaving him in the house, even, like, didn't care about calling the cops. Oh my God. That's spiritually dead to me, because God doesn't live in a body like that, or he's not awake in a body like that. Let me say that. I don't I'm kind of so puzzled by this.
Oh my God. But it's funny. The thing about your story, though, is really interesting. Is that this is what I love about your story, is that when you're spiritually alive as well, one of the things is that you have a heart. Like a person that's spiritually alive, the heart of God is consistent in their actions. Like they begin to think how God would think. So like you even begin to think about even like the way that you serve others. It begins to weigh more heavier on your soul than someone else who's not, because that spiritual connection as far as God, because it's like what I said before, being in tune with what God wants to do. And so one of God's aspects is also to love others. And so you will notice for people who are not spiritually alive, their love is dead as well. They're this dead love. Like it holds no weight, right? It has no substance. So their actions, even like the way they treat people, is dead because they're not honoring the way God would. So like God says that I'm going to supply your needs. That means that he doesn't want to have anyone who is without, right? So that means even the way that you acted, you wanted to make sure that person was all right, that they weren't without, that they were being taken captive is exactly what you said. That person was spiritually dead because they were caring more about themselves, and to be selfish is to be dead. Because you have to remember what the Bible says is that even Paul, he said that I die daily. He said I die daily, right? But he said that to die is to live. So that actually correlates to what you're talking about. He said that to die, literally to die is to live. And to not die is to be dead. You know what I mean? So that kind of goes back to it. That is funny that you brought that, because that's exactly what the Bible talks about. Is to lay down our selfish desires on what we, the guy, he wanted to leave the body there because I'm sure he didn't want to put himself out there like you did to make sure the guy was okay.
What he said to me when I did walk in the house, he even wiped the door handle off. I didn't even realize this. So he's in the street mentality more so if something come back, he didn't want it to come to him. I wasn't there. I'm seeing this man act weird, creepy, like, what's going on? I couldn't even think like somebody might try to take me kill this man to wipe the door handle off. And it kind of put me in a different state of mind, like, should I have been concerned about this? It started making me look at him like, do I even want to be around you anymore? I mean, you were going to leave. If it was me, would you left me outside? Oh, no. Like, I really had to he's not living with God. He's knowledgeable, but he's not living.
Yeah, that's it right there. That is it. That is so it. Oh my goodness, that's it right there. Okay, any other? What is the matter of fact? Hinging on that, like spiritually, that what else do you guys think about that? Like, what are traits that you think also? I mean, we have touched on them, but some other ones as well. But like, as far as being spiritually dead, how can we? Here's another question: how can we help people to become alive within us? What are some things that we can do to help other people be more spiritually alive, even ourselves? How do you help yourself because there may be some times in your life where you are spiritually dead, where you may not feel like, pressing on. How do you encourage yourself, and then how do you encourage other people to be spiritually alive?
Prayer. Yeah. Prayer.
Prayer. The power of prayer, right?
No, for real.
But I
mean, like, if you recognize it in yourself, it's best that you cast that down while you have the opportunity, and you recognize it, and you do whatever you need to do to make it subside. Like, pray, read some scriptures on that area. Just let the Lord come in and do whatever He needs to do within you.
Good. So, okay, here's another question on top of that. So,
I say fellowshipping too.
Okay.
Fellowshipping with other Christians. So,
what is the Denise? I got a question for you then too, just to expand that. What is the importance? Matter of fact, I think we talked about this in the last packet, maybe. The last packet we talked about unity, right? We talked about the importance of unity. How does unity play a big piece into our spiritual development, or even to become spiritually alive? How does being a part of a body, of a community, whether it's your local church, whether it's like Girls Royalty, whether it's your friends, having a good pair of godly friends, how does that help you become more spiritually alive and not spiritually dead?
Well, when you surround yourself, when you're in unity, when you're a part of a body, like for instance, like Girls of Royalty, we are a part of our mission is to uplift and to encourage. And when we are spiritually dead, or we're going through a period of, spiritual sleep or whatever, me personally, I like to lean onto my sisters, to my Christian sisters, my Christian friends, and with us being united. So, I mean, some of us being closer to others than we are with most people, can feel that. They can feel when something's not right with you, and when you're a part of a body, everybody comes on together, and just like with me being sick, everybody joined together and prayed. Everybody was on one accord. And we all decreed and declared healing, and God did that thing. It wasn't just my prayers alone, but we all were in agreement for the exact same thing. And when you're united, and you have unity, and one falls, we're supposed to carry one another's burdens. We're supposed to hurt when our sister hurts. We're supposed to cry when she cries. That's all in the Bible. We're supposed to rejoice when she rejoices. So when one of us falls, we all fall. But as a body, as a unit, that's the base word in unity, unit. When we're a unit, we're supposed to lift one another up. So when she celebrates a victory, we all celebrate a victory.
Right. With unity comes accountability.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, matter of fact, speaking of accountability too, and how does accountability play a part? That's a very important word. It's a lot of times, I feel like it's a word that we shy away from, because to be accountable is not just to pat on the back sometimes. Sometimes it's to slap you in the face and say, get yourself together. Right? Because accountability, it has two aspects. Accountability, it's love, and then I feel like accountability is also love and correction as well, to kind of tell you, I'm telling you, every now and then you need somebody to be in your corner and tell you, get yourself together. Look, get your act right. Like that is being accountable, or telling your sister, this happened and I need you to make or help me out. Like if this happens again, I need you to help me so that I don't fall in this pit again. I need you to that play a part in actually being a unit. How important is accountability within sisterhood, and how can we be more accountable to one another?
Well, I think it's obviously, for me personally, I think it's very important, especially because, like, more so now I'm just starting to be around people, or, even converse with people, even like you all, that, are on the same path, have the same foundation, because a lot of my friends I don't really talk to, and they're like, oh, why, whatever. It's like, because we're not on the same path. I need somebody, if I fall, if I mess up, I need somebody who can pray for me. I need somebody who can say, you know what? That wasn't right. You need to get it together, type of thing. Like, yeah, you're right. But when you don't have that, when you have people comforting you in sin or comforting you in your wrongdoings, it kind of is like, oh, well, okay, like you kind of brush it off, and it makes you more susceptible to do it again, And I mean, some people maybe, but for me, that's how it is. And I mean, I've learned that I'm more so the accountable person for a lot of my friends now, just because, especially when you're going through things, it's easy to just throw in a towel and say, oh, well, I don't feel like praying, or I don't feel like doing this because I'm sad, or I'm whatever. I don't feel like doing it. And it's like, no, you have to push through that. You have to read your word. You have to worship. You have to pray through the midst of whatever's going on, because God is going to always provide you everything you need. His grace is sufficient. And I mean, I went through things, and I've got one friend who's always, kind of been there saying that, but for the most part, I kind of had to learn that on my own, or through going to church, but I'll go once or twice a week. So the other few days, I'm like, listen, I don't feel like praying. Like, I don't feel like doing nothing. But I think it's awesome, because I just think it's an awesome thing, and I think everybody, should help be accountable for each other, because in Christ, we are the body of Christ. It's not just, oh, I'm the body and you're over there and I don't care what you do. We're all accountable for each other, to help each other, to, show Christ's love to everybody. So I think it's important.
Okay, anybody else on why accountability is so important in sisterhood or in general? Hello, Alyssa. Alyssa, you in the call? Because I feel like she's Denise, you remember what happened last week? She kept on going in and out. She kept on leaving us.
I just came to say hi. I'm still in the dealership. Pray for me, y'all.
Oh my God, what's going on? You good?
I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
No. Just pray for the Lord's will. The Lord's will. That's all I keep saying.
When I go with the call, I'm going to call Lord Jesus, look, I'm praying everything works out.
Bless your heart.
Love you.
It will. It'll all work out.
All right, love y'all too. Bye.
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 Text you. Okay. Anybody else? Yo, I love. That's my girl. So, anyone else have anything else on why accountability is important? Why we should be accountable? Hold on, let me see. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Where's the thing? Oh, I have it right here. Okay, so hold on. So I'm gonna switch the question. So I like this. This is a good ending question. We have 5 minutes left. What has God been telling you to do, but you have been ignoring? Maybe due to doubt or fear of skills or abilities. Last question. This is a good ender. Good ender.
Well, we talked about that, Genesis. I stepped out on mine when I talked to you yesterday.
Yeah.
I did. God has really been telling me to. And another thing is, it has been in my spirit for so long to write a book, and just an uplifting book, an inspirational book. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be obedient. I think because I've been ignoring it because I'm afraid, not stepping out on faith, not trusting, and that's another one of my problems is, I trust God to do exactly what he says he's going to do. But in some areas of my life, we talked about it earlier. I think Nakia mentioned something about total surrender. So in some areas of my life, I have not totally surrendered everything to him. And, I'm so afraid of failure, but if you don't try, you won't know, and I just have to step out on that faith. And, I was talking with my husband about it a while back, and he, we came to the conclusion that if I don't sell one single copy, that we have a copy, and it's something that I have accomplished, and it may not be to sell a record-breaking number of copies. It may just be meant for me to do that for myself. And I go back and read that, and it may be my own life that is affected. So that's something that I feel like God has been calling me to do, and I have been running, and just ironically, I was telling somebody about I wanted to write a book, and then this lady, a chaplain, matter of fact, came to me, and she handed me a daily bread. It's in my Bible. She handed me a daily bread, and she said, yes, she gave me a daily bread, and I marked it. It's in my Bible and everything. And she was just like, it was, I'll never forget it. It was November 23rd, last year. No, January 26th last year. And it was like, what is the story that you're telling? What is the story that those around us are reading through the letters of our lives? Is it a story of forgiveness? Is it compassion? Is it generosity? Is it patience or love? And it said that that you are an epistle of Christ. That's 2 Corinthians. You're an epistle of Christ, written not with ink, but by the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of flesh, that is of the heart. So, I was telling her my story, and she was just like, you should write a book. And I was like, wait a minute, you're like the 9th person to have told me in like a matter of days that I should write a book. And she was like, it's not the story itself. It is the moral of the story, and just how that your life has changed, and how that you're moving forward to change lives. She said it's just the spirit, your spirit. If you put that spirit and that love of God that you are telling this story into the book, you won't have to worry about anything. So I have to pull back and step outside of Nisi and step inside of God and allow God to grab this thing by the horns and just run with it. But I'm just terrified to death. I really am.
You have a powerful story. I'm telling. One day, when I heard your testimony, like y'all, look, one day we're going to just go by each person. Going to just tell their testimony, because I'm telling you, the stories you hear inside of GOR, it's just like God is really real. Like He is. I'm telling you, He's a keeper. If I had to pick one word for all of our stories, I would say keeper. He is a keeper. He will keep you. Oh my God. Okay, so anyone else on something maybe that you haven't done that you feel like God's calling you to do, that maybe because of fear you have decided to kind of stay at bay or stay at the seashore or at the dock, whatever you want to call it?
For me, it's been probably a couple of things, but the total surrender is definitely one of them. Just being finally willing to give completely everything. Because I always think about like it's kind. I don't have a church home. I go to different churches, try it. I'm actually Catholic, but I don't feel like that's where I need to be at the moment. That's not where my spirit is, and so I just go to different churches and try it. But I have yet to make myself find a church because I don't want to have to go through different things. I don't want to let things go. But those different things that are starting to go. I don't know. Like, what are you waiting for? He's waiting for you to just be sit there with him. And I wonder sometimes why I can't look at everything. But here you guys telling me, and it's just I've just been constantly struggling with. And that's what she said. It's something I need to face it.
I hear that. Whew. I've been there. I have been there. Lord knows, I'm telling you, God, He's going to, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm going to be shocked when it does.
Dance, and I'm doing everything. I ain't gonna get time for nothing else. But you know what? That's the point. I don't know. It's just something I know I needs to be done, and hopefully I get there quicker than later.
Yeah, and one thing about that too, even like when it comes to surrendering, it's like sometimes people can't really push you. It's one of those like where you have to make it, and then when you make it, it's almost like it always is made at the right time. You know what I mean? Because it's like a lot of things have to be figured out first, you know, before you even get to that point. You know, because you want to make sure that even as you surrender yourself, that you're surrendering yourself without keeping anything back secretly. You know, because you really can't be in secret with God. You know, so with God, He works that stuff out so that even when you do get to that point of surrendering, it's like where it was like you've gotten to a place where it was like, look, at this point, it's all or nothing, you know. But you will get there. Okay, anyone else before we end in the chat on just things just something that you feel like you just haven't, or I'm doubting, or I know God's called me to do, I know He's telling me to do this, something, or just something in my life, maybe something to let go of that you know you need to let go of or move on, or before we get done. Okay, well, I'm going to end it out. I do feel like one thing that God has been calling me to do that I have definitely been shying away from is for the youth. My heart has definitely been, like, for some reason, focused on the youth. And there's a couple of things, especially for the kids, and not just the youth, but actually the little kids, like the little kids. And I know that developmentally, where we are in Girls Realty, we're not ready yet to move on to that point because I don't want us to grow faster than where we are. But I know that God has been telling me to do aspects of Royal Kids, to actually not release Royal Kids, but to do aspects of Royal Kids through just like little packets here and there. And like God's been giving me stories and things to write. And I haven't been really, like, doing it because I'm like, God, you know, the way I had it organized, you know, like, it's not supposed to pop off until 2015. But then God keeps on giving me, like, these little revelations and they'll be, like, kitty breakdown. And I'm like, I don't know. So I type them, or, like, I'll just type, like, a little bit. I'll just take notes, bullet points, and I'll just save and put them in, like, this little folder on my computer, and I don't do anything with them. And God, He's been surely but slowly been telling me, and it's been happening because like people have been asking me for certain things. Like Alyssa, she has said like, oh, do we have any real kids packets? You know, I really someone I wanted to use them for my church. I was just like, I mean, and I told her, I was like, well, we just got one, and no, we don't. We actually have several. I'm scared to really go that route because I don't know why. Sometimes I just am really scared that it is just
Genesis.
Huh?
Genesis. Listen, there's a little girl that she's friends with. Well, her mom is friends with my family, and she's 10 years old. She used to go to school with my baby. Every time I put up something about Girls of Royalty, she mentions it on Instagram. She loved Girls of Royalty. So I told her to check out the Girls of Royalty page. I think she follows the page on Instagram. She follows the page on Facebook. She's just 10 years old. She wants to be a royal girl so bad. So bad. What can we do for her?
We we have I'm gonna tell you, this is the crazy part. I guess I might as well tell you guys. So since we talking, I might as well tell y'all some stuff. So God gave me a vision about a year and a half ago, to come out with a line. It's been in the works. I just haven't. It's been slowly but surely coming, but it's for the little kids. It's for the kids that are basic. It's 5. And we have put it at 5 to, it's 5 to 12. It's like 5. It was like 4. I think it was either 5 or 4 to 12. Was the age, because again 13 to 18 is royalties. So it is actually it's called a I forgot what I titled it. It's like, man, it's in like a notebook somewhere. Basically what it is it's a series of, it's a breakdown. I think it was like Sarah, Mary, Naomi, Elizabeth, Deborah, Esther, who was on it? Oh my God, not Naomi. What's the girl's name?
Ruth.
Naaman's servant, the little girl. We used Jairus' daughter. It was like breakdowns. And what I had done was I had actually written these mini stories, and they're breakdowns. And each story, it's like the story is retold from the little girl's eyes. So it's like Sarah as a little girl, Elizabeth as a little girl, Naaman, the girl who goes to tell Naaman to go to the prophet to dip in the water. The stories are like, they're actually stories retold from a little girl's view of what happened in her, like kind of like as she's like, it's almost like how her life has grown up. They're like it's almost like if Cinderella told her story. And questions, and they're actually made to be booklets that people can purchase for their kids to work through. So I had done, it's like I would say I have like maybe 3 stories already completed, and they're already in documented form, and they just need to be printed and bound and just placed on the site. I just have been so scared. Like, I've been so scared because, to be honest, I didn't think there was I'm not going to say that there wasn't a need, but like sometimes even with girls in royalty, sometimes I just to be honest, I get these moments where I feel like God, like, is it too early? Because, like, in my mind, I plan things out. Like, I try to organize things. So, like, for instance, like, Royal Kids, it's not supposed to come out until 2015. I have it dated and marked until then. But it's like, things keep on happening. They keep on telling me, like, you need to at least release things here and there for the kids to use. Because, like, I mean, I've seen videos where, like, mothers, they have their kids from that oil of obedience packet where it was like there was a children's confession in that packet. Kids will be, I'll actually have seen videos people have tagged me in. I need to repost some of them where the mothers were having the kids repost a little kids confession that was in that oil of obedience packet. And that would keep on telling me, see, like, there is a need, like, kids, they are looking for something online as well to help them kind of get through with their, parents too. I don't know. There is something out there. I think I've just been so scared because it's a whole new avenue that I have not seen any other ministry do, like, kind of like what we do. And I'm kind of scared because I haven't seen it done before. And I'm just like, I don't want it to tank. I don't know. It's be like so many things I just be making up in my mind. Like, I don't know. It's just, I gotta just.
I think I can speak for the rest of us when I say that if, you decide to step out on faith and release this thing, we definitely have your back.
I appreciate that. Lord knows I appreciate that. It means a lot, though, because I'm telling you, like, y'all just don't be knowing, like, y'all don't know. Like, some of the crap I be seeing and some crap some people be saying back to me, like, on how, like, oh, well, I don't need this anymore. Or it's not, I don't, like, people, it's just, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like, I don't know, like, not that I get doubtful, I mean, I do get doubtful sometimes because it's human, but the need, like, sometimes I feel like because I don't see it, that it's not needed. And, like, God, he keeps on trying to tell me, like, just because you don't see the need doesn't mean it's not there. You just may not see the need because people are looking for it. They're just not saying nothing, because they don't see anything. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I do know that Girls in Royalty was meant to impact all ages. And when we keep on saying all ages, I know I can't leave any age group out. But I want to make sure I put out the right time. But God keeps on sending me revelations, and I'm just like, Like, okay. Like, I don't know. It's just like I do know that the need is there. Like, I do know that there are little girls who need, like, parents, like mothers need something they can print out and have their kids read. Because I see a lot of things where, like, the mothers are getting fed spiritually, but the kids aren't. So, like, you know, like for instance, like, we get our morning inspiration, or we can get on Instagram, we can get on Facebook. But what about the little kids? Like, let's say you send your daughter off to school and you're in the car, but you don't even have a confession for her to read, or there's nothing for her to print out, or, you know, like, so there's things for teenagers, but I haven't seen anything for kids. I think that's why I'm scared, because I haven't seen anything that I can at least get inspiration off of that's like, you know, like a little kids online ministry. Like, I don't see it. So I think because I don't see it, I kind of feel like it's like undaunted territory. Like, you're like, well, I haven't seen anybody else do anything like this. I'm not really sure what I want to do. Girl, please. That's what we're gonna have to do.
No, why you tripping, horny?
Y'all know, see, I don't be talking about stuff like this, but, you know, I be always bright and cheerful, like, girl, everything. But sometimes that may be real, you know. Because I can't talk about stuff like that, because then people feel like, oh, the leadership, you know, it's not, you know, it doesn't have faith. And I just be like, look, it's not that I don't have faith. I just be going through my periods, like, I can't be having my times too. People be like, no. I'm like,
yep.
Oh, like, whatever. Like, what's that song? Who can I run to? Okay, y'all, it's 8:11. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. I know we have so many sisters who have Pinky Promise, so I'm praying for them. I hope they're having a blast. Man, I wish I was there.
Me
at home
too.
and stuff. But I'm going to pray for all my sisters. I know they're having a blast. I think next year, I was talking to a couple other sisters, and I was saying next year we should have Girls Rule to go as well. Like I know we have women from all over. It would be really cute if we had GOR and Tim Pinky Promise as well. So, like, we could all meet each other up as well at that same. And I think she said that she already planned it. And she said, I'm not sure if this year's going to be the last year in Atlanta or next year. But she had said that she's taking it on the road soon. So I don't know whether it's next year or the year after, but I pray that she'll be in Atlanta one more year so that, you know, we get an easy location.
I think in 2016 they're doing a cruise.
Okay, got it. Okay, cruise. Well, you know, sometimes cruises are cheaper.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Look,
Right. 2016. I'll be there.
I'm with the cruise, though. I'm telling y'all. That would be high. But anyway, y'all have a great rest of your night. It's 8:12. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a great weekend. And I guess we'll all talk to each other online via somewhere. I know I'll be seeing y'all online anyway. So I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good night.
Bye. Bye.
All right, y'all too.
Bye, Dominique. Bye, Nikki.
Bye.
Bye, Denise.